Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English news edition brought to you live from RTD channel. The top stories of tonight are: the Minister of Justice and Interim Prime Minister begins a visit to Dakhil to consolidate peace security. And on the international scene, Israel approves plan to occupy Gaza, Qatar and Egypt intensify mediation effort in Middle East. Welcome back in our newsroom. We begin tonight news with this ministerial visit to Dakhil to promote peace and unity. A high-level delegation led by the Minister of Justice and Acting Prime Minister Ali Hassan Bahdon visited the Dakhil region yesterday, August 19, 2025, for a working trip. He was accompanied by key advisors Mohammed Sheikh Hassan and Mohammed Aden Jama, as well as the Prosecutor General Hassan Mohammed Hassan. Upon arrival, the delegation was warmly welcomed by the prefect of Dakhil region, Hassan Abdi Robli, and the acting president of the regional council, Ibrahim Guro. Following a short meeting with the prefect, the Minister of Justice began his visit at the temporary site designated for the future Dakhil al-Sabih court. He then visited the Dakhil prison, touring the detention blocks and facilities with the Prosecutor General. Later, the minister held a meeting with the local leaders and elders from across the Dakhil region. Around 3 community leaders attended, including the Sultan of Gobad, Habib Mohammed Loita, and General Okal Mohammed Ahmed Wais. The discussion between the minister and the Okals of Dakhil region focused on peace, security, and social harmony. The minister stressed the importance of preserving peace, strengthening peaceful coexistence among communities. And at the end of the meeting, the traditional leaders pledged to work together to protect peace and ensure social cohesion in the region. Let's recall that the Minister of Justice and Interim Prime Minister Ali Hassan Bahdon held this meeting with local traditionals, leaders and elders of the Unity region Dakhil. Other news now. Recently, Djibouti has experienced a rare weather event after weeks of intense heat. The capital and inter-region saw brief but significant rainfall, breaking the constant overcast skies. In Djibouti city, a light shower surprised pedestrians yesterday morning, refreshing the dusty air before strong winds cleared the clouds by the afternoon. But it was in the interior regions where the rain was most impactful. In the Dakhil region, thunderstorm revived the dry plains, and in Arta, the wind brought coolness to the already mild highlands. Further north, the Jurwa and Obok region saw heavy rainstorm on Friday that briefly filled the dry riverbeds. Even in Al-Sabih, in the south, regions receive isolated showers, offering relief to local herders. ONIAD's drainage team on the ground to manage recent flooding. The sanitation team of ONIAD remains fully mobilized and continue its tireless effort on the ground to remove the large volumes of rainwater accumulated after the recent showers. Since yesterday, agents have been deployed across several neighborhoods of the capital to install and activate pumping machine designed to accelerate water drainage and minimize the risk of stagnation or disruptions to traffic flow. This morning, a team from the radio television of Djibouti traveled along the city's main roads to assess the extent of the work being carried out by ONIAD sanitation team. Rainfall recorded in his statement, the representative of the National Water and Sanitation Authority highlighted that their teams had been deployed across various neighborhoods to drain the rainwater accumulated from the recent rainfall. He explained that the water evacuation efforts had covered several areas, including the neighborhoods of Diwali, Warba, and Aulad, as well as a key roadway in the city. He emphasized that the teams are still actively working on the ground using water pumps to ensure the successful drainage of water. He finally pointed out that the efforts are ongoing and have already led to the clearing of most of the affected areas in the region. Rainfall recorded in Djibouti this Wednesday. Djibouti experienced localized showers on Tuesday afternoon, according to recorded data. The Korangar area saw 11 millimeters of rain between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Meanwhile, the Djibouti Aerodrome Weather Station recorded approximately 2 millimeters of precipitation around midday. Although brief, these showers add to the series of rain episodes observed over the past few days in several regions of the country. This rain provides some relief to the capital and the surrounding areas, which have been facing high temperatures in recent weeks. Weather experts predicted that such localized showers may continue in the coming days, with some areas potentially receiving heavier rainfall. According to the forecast from the DJ Meteorology, Djibouti is expected to continue experiencing localized showers in the coming days. In his interview, he said while these winds are generally brief, they may intensify in certain areas, providing temporary relief from the persistent heats. The DJ Meteorology in Djibouti said temperature will remain high. Let's listen now to the Jika representative.
There are three.
Let's listen now to the Jika representative who talks about Japan's support in Djibouti and the key projects they are working on. Let's follow.
Priority areas of cooperation based on the country assistance policy of the government of Japan. First is the strengthening of socio-economic infrastructure for sustainable economic growth. The second is the human resource development for the basis of development. And the third is the support for the stabilization of the region. And regarding socio-economic infrastructure, we focus on the infrastructure necessary for the economic development. And the most recent example is the construction of the bridge on Palmare Road, which is now going on. In the education sector, we have contributed to improve the quality of education through the development of educational facilities, schools and educational facilities such as Fukuzawa Secondary School, Nitobe Fundamental Education School, and SEFEN, which is a teacher training institute, and also through the technical cooperation projects such as the Eco Portus, which covers the entire country. There are also many volunteers who are working in the education sector. Such cooperation made it possible to provide the quality education to a large number of children in Djibouti. We have a long history of cooperation with the Coastal Guard of Djibouti since its establishment, and we contribute to the capacity development of DCG both through human resource development and also through the improvement of equipment such as the provision of patrol vessels. We are dealing with this issue currently through the projects such as the capacity development of the meteorological agency, continue working closely with the government of Djibouti and also with the people of Djibouti to contribute to the development of the country.
Healthcare transformation in Tajura is a symbol of progress and hope. in Tajura, healthcare is a journey slowly curved into the fabric of a time nestled between the sea and mountains. The War City has seen a transformation that is gradually changing the face of northern Djibouti. It all began with the regional hospital, the cornerstone of medical decentralization. Since its opening, Tajura has evolved from a historic coastal town to a vital healthcare hub, providing medical shelter to thousands of families from the interior regions. Today, this progress takes a significant step forward with the inauguration of a dialysis center tomorrow. This new facility offers hope and life to patients who were previously forced to seek medical care in the capital. Now, thanks to this center, patients in Tajura region will receive treatment locally. A true healthcare revolution, this state-of-the-art infrastructure marks a pivotal moment in the treatment of kidney failure in the interior region, which have been long lacked specialized services. This Thursday's official opening of the first ever dialysis center in Djibouti in Tajura region is a milestone for the regional healthcare system. The center's opening is part of a broader government initiative to decentralize healthcare services. Following the inauguration of the regional hospital in December 2024, this new development reinforces the government's commitment to reducing healthcare inequalities between the capital and the regions. With the cutting-edge dialysis machines, the Nephro Center is designed to expand gradually based on local needs. A team of specialized nurses has been trained and regular nephrology consultation will be offered. Now let's continue with this report that highlights the environment in Djibouti. Let's watch this report.
The sun of Djibouti, usually a source of life and warmth for its people, now casts a more threatening shadow. The Republic of Djibouti, a nation strategically located in the Horn of Africa, is feeling the full force of the insidious and devastating effects of climate change. It is no longer a distant threat, but a daily reality that is reshaping landscapes, transforming lives, and testing the resilience of an entire population. Rainfall, already scarce in this arid region, is becoming even more unpredictable. The rainy seasons, once awaited with hope, have turned erratic, sometimes bringing torrential downpours that causes destructive flash floods or worse, prolonged droughts that wipe out crops and decimate livestock. The rising sea level is another sword of Damocles hanging over Djibouti. With low-lying coasts and urban areas often located near the shoreline, the country is particularly vulnerable. Coastal erosion is eating away at the land, forcing populations to abandon areas inhabited for generations. Already fragile marine ecosystems are also suffering the consequences of rising water temperatures and ocean acidification, threatening marine biodiversity and the fishing activities many communities rely on. The increase in average temperatures is making daily life increasingly difficult. Heat waves are becoming more intense and more frequent, affecting public health, particularly among the most vulnerable, such as children and the elderly. In the face of this colossal challenge, Djibouti is not standing idly by. The government is engaging in sustainable development in climate resilience projects. Initiatives focused on water management, the promotion of renewable energy, and the protection of coastal ecosystems are being implemented. The impact of climate change in Djibouti is a poignant story of vulnerability and resilience. It is the story of people fighting to preserve their way of life and their future in the face of a rapidly changing environment. It is a stark reminder that climate change is not an abstraction, but a tangible reality that deeply affects human lives, transforms landscapes, and challenges the adaptive capacity of entire nations.
In the second magazine is about the Djibouti's Women Federation, focusing on its efforts to promote inclusion, development, and the opening of the new national swimming pool. More in this report.
The President of the Republic, Excellence Marugeli, highlighted the importance of this facility, which represents a real access for youth and the country's sporting reputation. The pool, designed to welcome the public in the best possible condition, offers suitable space, administrative office, separate change rooms, spectators stand, and equipment storage area. At the heart of the Federation is activities. The Swimming for All, Swimming for Life project, launched in August 2024, aims to make swimming accessible to all. Through introductory days, open competition and technical training, this program promoted the imitation of inclusive swimming. In partnership with the Sovereign Caribbean Agency, the FDN is also committed to social and environmental issues, aware of its role in protecting the aquatic environment. At the halfway point, the results are very encouraging. 20 children aged 8 to 14 have already benefited from this initiation, learning social aquatic survival skills and developing a strong connection with the sea. The progress made in prized by the project partners who see this initiative as a true driver of social educational change. Building on the success, the Federation is calling on public and private organizations to support and sustain this initiative so that even younger Djiboutians can benefit from the advantages of swimming. In Djibouti, swimming today has beyond sport. It has become a level for education, cohesion, and personal development, supported by a federation committed to the future of its youth.
Let's turn now to the regional news. In Somalia, a Somali Prime Minister inaugurates a ministry accountability mechanism. Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre officially launched the ministry accountability mechanism designed to assess the past year's achievement against government's priorities to strengthen citizens' quality of life and support the overall development of Somali society. The inaugural session began with the presentation of reports from the ministries of the economic development pillar, highlighting recent success and future plans to move the country forward in line with the objective of the National Transformation Plan and the commitment made to the Prime Minister. Among the key achievements presented, developing local revenues and establishing a modern and efficient financial system, facilitation of trade and support for the domestic industrial sector, developing strategies to attract international investment, improving agricultural production and irrigation systems, protecting and effectively managing marine resources, and finally reconstructions and modernization of air transport. According to our correspondent in Mogadishu, the Somali Prime Minister questioned ministers on their national plans to ensure the effective implementation of announced programs. Sudan and Senegal advanced to CHAN 2025 quarterfinals. In a tense match between Sudan and defending champion Senegal, the game ended in a 0-0 draw on August 19 at Amman Stadium in Zanzibar. This result allowed Sudan to top Group D with 5 points, while Senegal finished second with 4 points, securing their place in the quarterfinals. In the other match, Nigeria defeated Congo 2-0 with goals from Anas Youssef and Sekiru Alimi. Despite the win, Nigeria finished third in the group with 3 points, and Congo ended last without a victory. On the international scene now, Israel approves Gaza occupation plan and calls up 60,000 reservists, while Qatar and Egypt push for peace talks. Israel's defense minister has approved a plan to occupy Gaza and call up 60,000 reservists. Meanwhile, Qatar and Egypt continue their efforts to mediate the conflict. They have emphasized the need for an immediate ceasefire, humanitarian aid, and the release of hostages. Both countries also rejected further Israeli occupation and called for a Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. And finally, World Humanitarian Day, UN calls for action. On August 19, the UN marked World Humanitarian Day with the Secretary General Antonio Guterres urging global action to protect humanitarian workers. He stressed that over 100 million people depends on aid, but the funding is running low and aid workers are facing increasing attacks. Last year, a record 390 humanitarian workers were killed worldwide. Guterres called on governments to act, stating that international law is clear. Humanitarian workers must be protected. That's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us and have a good night.